You know, I love coming out of that ring and Ace's face, I mean, he smiles. He's got this like, hey mom, didn't I do this great job? And like, that's awesome, you know?
It's just a way to really build a stronger bond with your dog. That's the best part of it for all of us.
It's an adrenaline pump, to say the least. It's a blast.
My name is Vanessa Andrews, and I do agility with my 3 dogs, Ace, Rollo, and Stanley.
Agility is a sport for dogs that requires them to run courses with their owner's guidance and maneuver through and around various obstacles. It can be done both competitively and recreationally, and it's a great way to get active with your dog.
The basic obstacles are jumps, tunnels. There are also weave poles. They're the most difficult in some ways for the dog because they're very unnatural. There are some other obstacles that are called contacts because the dogs have to make contact with them versus jumping over a jump. And we have an A-frame, which is a rectangular frame that you run over. And there is a dog walk that you run up and along and back down. There's a teeter, which is like a seesaw that they go over.
Each course is made up of around 15 obstacles, which vary from course to course in order and placement.
There are different types of courses that you do. Some are just jumps and tunnels and weaves. Some include the contact equipment like the A-frame and the dog walk. When you're in a competition, you'll have a couple of different types of events that you enter, and each one will have a set course, and you'll typically get the map ahead of time so you can see what that course is going to be.
Before a run, the owners familiarize themselves with the course by walking through it without their dogs. A successful or qualifying run means that the dog made no mistakes while running the course. These disqualifying mistakes are called faults, and they can include dropping a bar or missing contact on a contact obstacle. Disqualification means the run does not count towards titles or awards. The most prominent organization for agility in the United States is the American Kennel Club, or AKC, which hosts several events each year, giving the dog and owner teams the opportunity to compete against each other to win titles. The most prestigious title in agility is the Master Agility Champion, or MACH.
Basically what you do is you sort of work your way up, and the titles that you sort of are working toward are called the Master Agility Champion title. And this is a title that is basically based on how many qualifying runs you have. You get points based on how fast your dog is and how consistent they are. And you have to sort of get to a certain threshold in terms of points and that sort of thing. And then you earn this title, which is called the MACH, M-A-C-H, Master Agility Champion.
AKC has 2 major competitions each year, the Invitationals and the Nationals. In these competitions, dogs compete against other dogs in the same height class and breed.
There are different opportunities throughout the year. In AKC, there are 2 big ones. One is called the Invitationals, which is where the top 5 dogs for every breed are invited to come and compete. That's the one we're going to in December. There's also something called the AKC Agility Nationals, which happens in the spring, and that's based on purely meeting criteria in a given year, which is pretty ambitious because you have to earn a lot of points, and the faster your dog is, the more likely you are to get there. So you tend to have the fastest dogs. Ace was able to qualify for that last year, so he got to go to that.
To practice for competitions, dogs and owners put in hours of hard work at training facilities and at home. Owners also get the help of professional dog trainers to guide them and provide expert opinion.
I have been competing in agility since 1998, so almost 20 years. I have gotten to travel to 4 different countries competing and many, many states and national events. So I teach other people how to best cue their dogs. So if you don't cue your dog correctly, many dogs will do things that are unexpected that you don't want. And the better you can cue them, the faster and more timely you can cue them, not only are they faster, but it's safer for them because they know how to take off for a jump and you're not putting them into a wing or something like that. So I try to teach people how to cue their dogs to the best of their ability and also train their dogs so that they can be happy and successful, because I want to see every team and all my students do really well. Whatever their goals are, I want to see them succeed at their goals.
I appreciate that Cynthia is supportive of you regardless of if your dog is the fastest breed. She's just supportive of where you are and where you want to be with your dog.
Trainers like Cynthia not only teach the technical side of agility, but also provide support and encouragement to their students. The closely knit agility community is as much a part of the sport as the practices and competitions.
For me, my experience has been very supportive. You know, you have your friends who kind of remind you when there are those moments where you get frustrated or, you know, you need some support. So I found it's great, and, you know, a lot of my best friends now, I would say, are folks who I do agility with.
In addition to the community aspect, the thing that people who do agility find the most rewarding is the strengthened bond they create with their dog.
My favorite part about it is the relationship that's developed between my dog and me, or my dogs and me.
I lucked out with having a great little dog that is good at it and likes to do it.
That bond that you get with your dog competing is very special.
And I think what I learned over time is you just develop this relationship with your dog. And if you don't get too caught up in the titles and, you know, the competition and all, you realize this is pretty awesome that I have this little dog that is willing to do all this for me. I mean, they always say, you know, your dog isn't in it for the titles or the ribbons, or they don't care about that stuff. They just care about making you happy.